Hey guys, how we doing? Let's clear some troops while I finish up setting the chat for the YouTube. So to start with, we are currently in Pre-kvk in 3157. Currently my rank is 46, so I've done fairly well. Our kingdom rank is currently 5th out of 28 kingdoms. We are playing Heroic Anthem. We are purposely trying to achieve 5th rank. We were 4th rank and we could comfortably get 4th rank, but we think the march speed will be a lot more useful. I think in the Marauder stage we were 3rd or 4th, and then from troop training I think we got down to about 7th, and then we got up to 4th pretty comfortably. Like, we're one of the more active kingdoms in this kvk. 1386, definitely a very active kingdom in Earth Camp. And then the current allies for kvk, so we're in Fire Camp and we'll be allying with Water Camp in this kvk, which got some decent active kingdoms in there. 2735, probably one of the main kingdoms in this kvk because they're a lot bigger than the other kingdoms. They should realistically be like a C seed, but we're playing a D seed kvk. And then to start off with, because I saved some formation choice chests, so I'm going to open a load of formation choice chests for you guys on stream. We'll choose wedge to start with. Do we have anything useful that's worth locking? Not on this one. And then we'll go with arch, because I definitely need to improve my arch formation as well. Yeah, really bad pulls, and we'll go back to wedge for the last 7 epics. Not the greatest. And then we'll go wedge for the 4 legendary. Watchman is okay, not the greatest ornament ever. Definitely not improvements on my current set. Just gonna set up input. let's get back to it. Nope. This is definitely not what I wanted to do. Blend in. We'll add that down there, but so yeah, currently the plan is in this KVK 3157 is going to be one of the main fighting shells in this KVK, just because our activity in this KVK was one of the best in our camp. So with the 7 kingdoms in each camp, 3 of the kingdoms are going to be joining into 3157 and 1911, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so the 2 active camps in fire are going to be in the main coalition, and then there'll be a secondary coalition in most likely 2694 and 1118, and then 3017, 1192 and 1537 will join the main coalition for honour purposes. We're looking at ranks, I think got some decent performers in 3157 this KVK, like Sky, he did really well. King DeWitt, New Migrant, did really well in Pre-kvk. Just the tip, one of our officers, and then I am down at 46 right now to secure top 50 position and get those extra gold heads and rewards. We'll be entering Lost Kingdom at reset, which we're all looking forward to. We've definitely had a long off season, so everyone should be definitely prepared this KVK. I definitely need to do some upgrades before Passport opens, so I've currently got a lot of stuff I can craft right now and refine for the upcoming KVK, which I'll definitely be doing. We've got this daily bundle, so I'll probably be picking up Henry, which I'm currently working on for KVK. What else about KVK? So yeah, everyone's excited, I'm excited. I think a lot of people know what marches I'm going to be running in KVK, but it's going to be Nevsky with Joan, one Scipio, which I really want to find a replacement for, but I just don't really have someone viable for Scipio right now, because I run Luce with Alex. I'm not investing in New William, I just don't think it's worth the 700 gold has for me. Duke with either Boudica or Ash. Herman's an alternative, I might work on a 555 Herman in time for pass opening, but I'm a bit undecided right now. And then I'm still working on expertise in either Hera or Eleanor or both, because I currently have 774 gold heads, so I should have at least 850 for pass opens to spend all my gold heads down. And then currently looking at my materials, currently have 39 legendary materials with a load of blue and purples. And then I think I've got at least like 20-30 legendaries of stone and leather that I can definitely use to make some upgrades. I think I'm gonna clean up my ornaments right now. So let's put cycle, purple and blue, select all 105. So I can pick up some extra transmutation crystals. Where did I do that? Oh yeah, it's here. But yeah, all's looking rosy right now. I've gained about 3 million power in training, maybe 4 million power in training. So now I've got at least 800k of each true type with some T4s for kvk. This will probably go up after we get building speed transfers into training speeds. Let's buy out this shop. Make use of some of these goodies. Unfortunately, at past opening, I am going to be asleep because I've got early shift at work tomorrow. But we'll be trying to bring you some updates throughout kvk, how we're doing. Gonna bring out some guys as well for like barb chaining, crystal tech, and all that stuff later in the week. I need to do some sorority crisis, so let's do this while we're discussing things. So the information on the allies, currently Fire Camp is on paper one of the weaker camps. And then Earth and Water, as you can see, Earth top 3 in Pre-kvk. They're one of the stronger camps right now going to kvk. They have a lot of whales. Gonna be a very interesting fight in Zone 5, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Work permitting, that is. What are we doing, guys? Yeah, then Wind. I'll say Wind is probably one of the weaker camps in this kvk right now. That they have a lot of power, but the stats are on the lower side. And then Water and Wind, and then Fire and Earth can have very interesting Zone 5 fights, I would say. But yeah, 3157, they have, like, we've done really well in this kvk. Pre-kvk, that is. A lot of activity. As we expect, because we are the youngest kingdom in this kvk right now. Welcome to the people watching the stream. Just doing a bit of Sorority Crisis right now to pass some of the time. Not doing the greatest. Oh, this is looking a bit bad for me right now. Almost dead. After we've done this match, we'll have a look at some of the kingdoms. There's going to be an KVK. I think the biggest kingdoms to watch out for are going to be 1386, 2735, I think 1410 as well, pretty decent from Water Camp. I think they're going to be the leaders in Water Camp. Come on, guys. Takes 10 years. Just want my materials. Alright, so we're done with that. We'll now go back to checking some stuff out. So my personal aim in this KVK, I'm currently at, about 3.2 bill. So I'm going to be aiming for about 3.5, 3.6 bill minimum this KVK, which we should get very solid fighting. I think. Yeah, so Earth has the most whales in this KVK, then it's Water. I think Water has the most stats going into KVK. So if I remember rightly, about 400 bill power between Fire and Wind Camp. And we both have very similar KP stats. And then Earth has the least power going into KVK, but they have about just under 500 bill KP, whereas Fire and Water have like about 410 bill KP between them. And then Water Camp is similar power to Fire and Water Camp, but they have almost 600 bill KP. So Water Camp is expected to do really well as Earth Camp. I think they'll be the main contributors in Kingsland. Yeah, so Wind Camp towards the bottom mainly. Obviously there's some fire, there's some water. I think these are like some of the smaller kingdoms, because some of the kingdoms do have about like under 6 bill kingdom power in the CL25s and above. So the kingdoms towards the bottom are definitely going to be these smaller kingdoms, generally speaking. And then, yeah, 1386. 1386 surprisingly aren't that big. They just seem to have a lot of players spending AP and Pre-kvk. And then 2270, 1154, they trained like crazy in training stage. Like they were down, yeah, they were down here like in Marauders, but they trained like madmen. 1410, doing well. I think 1410, 2735, they're going to be the main kingdoms leading Water Camp. And even though their performance in Pre-kvk is not the best, I think they will perform really well in kvk. And then we've got some decent wind camps like 25, 29, like 79 I mean. 25, 29 I did well. Highest ranking person, 24. Mostly filled with Earth players in these top 20 ranks. I don't know if they had like a massive fighting kvk going into this, they just had tons of speed ups. We'll open some gold keys as well, why not? So get anything good, got some double C, which I don't need. I think the only gold key commanders I don't have maxed is Thitmos, Ragnar, Mehmed. They're close to expertise right now, but I do have a fairly old account. And not the greatest. I would have wished I had more materials from that, but it is what it is. And yeah, my power, I'm expecting my power to probably jump up to about 84, 85 mil before Zone 5 starts. I've been training quite a bit on my farms as well, so I've got Tire Bank, this is one of my secondary accounts, trained a significant amount of troops on there. And then I've got, yeah, Tire Bank, about 2 build troops, or 2 mil troops on my farm. So everything's all prepared. I need to transfer more resources to this account as well. So this should be about at least 3 bill of food, wood and stone, and probably at least 2 bill gold going into kvk without opening my bag. This is how my bag is currently looking. So I have ridiculous amounts of wood and stone. I probably have about 4 or 5 bill of wood and stone in the bag that I just never open. And then I'm a bit low on gold, but I'm sure I'll bring all this in from other accounts. Level 33 on Lucens currently. And what's the end reward? Yeah, Ash of the Dawn. So the Ash of the Dawn blueprint would be really nice because I think I can get my Ash of the Dawn to level 5 potentially before pass opens, which would be like a nice buff for my cavalry march. And then I'm currently considering crafting the Sacred Dominion for my second cav march, and maybe a ring, but I'm a bit undecided on that right now. Save up all the materials. I think I've got about 300. Yeah, over 340k AP. So I'm going to be training a lot in Zone 4, get the speed ups up. I did drain my speed ups quite significantly in training, but I'm expecting to get this up quite significantly when we go into Lost Kingdom. I've got KVK chat. I see someone from the ally camp is watching the stream right now. I'm hoping to get some more people watching from the KVK for these updates and streams about how KVK is going. Hopefully it'll be a KVK win. I'm hoping that Fire Camp's going to do really well and everyone's going to fight really well. Mind the static. Oh yeah, we've got this update coming as well with the new formation, which is very interesting. Like the new Delta formation that's coming out. A lot of people are saying that it's mainly going to be towards calves potentially or leadership, because archers are going to potentially go down this route of healing and yeah, mega healing, which is very interesting. Going to my, can we go into the codex? I'm looking at the wrong thing right now. But yeah, so we got the circle formation and testudo formation should be coming a bit more relevance for the archer players when the new commanders start coming out, because they're going to be revolved around healing and counter attack damage. So I'm currently starting to work on my testudo formation just because I'm a bit more of an archer player in 3157. And circle formation might have some viability, but I think the testudo formation is going to be a bit more of a balanced formation for the new archer garrison that's going to be coming into the game. And then we've got the arch, wedge. I still need to work on so I don't have any legendary inscriptions right now on my wedge formation or my arch formation, mainly just the rare inscriptions, and then just boosting up the stats for now. So yeah, we're about 5 hours till Lost Kingdom opens. Been about probably at least a year since I played a HJ KVK by now. If anyone starts watching this live at any point, anyone wants any guides, just drop a comment. Obviously I'm going to be trying to focus a bit more on the Lost Kingdom type guides in this KVK, so Crystal Tech, the Order, Chaining Barbs as well. What sort of commanders you should be using them for that. I'm going to be doing some shorts. I think while we're here, I'm going to get the level 4 of Ash of the Dawn and make this 1.5% damage to troops on the map upgrade. I don't need to use a huge amount of my materials. And then wait for this blueprint from Lord, can't even speak today, Lucerne. And then I can get to level 5. And get that, whenever Wilder's troop launches a basic attack, it has 10% chance to reduce the net skill damage it takes by 6.5%. So this is not going to be the greatest for as against the Smite meta, because obviously the Smite meta's like not going to get affected by this level 5. But then if playing against archer commanders in the field, then obviously this will be quite constructive. Just a bit back to in the allies chat. Now I'm gonna have a look at some of the allied kingdoms in our camp. I think 1911 is gonna be one of the main kingdoms in our camp. So we'll give them a look. I think they have probably more Wales than 3157. Yeah, so they have about 6.3 build power. They've got a lot more power optimized in their main alliance. Got Abba, who seems to be a nice chap. Senna seems to be a nice chap as well. You know, they've got decent stats. Haven't spoken to some of these other R4s yet, but I'm sure I'll get to know them. Right, they've got some interesting players. I definitely got a solid amount of power. Got some older accounts, got a few newer accounts as well. Maybe KP is a bit on the lower side. $117 people out of 145. Yeah, so everyone's going to be starting to join this alliance and 3157, so we're going to open up some space. Oh, everyone's trying to find my YouTube. On some of the allied camps. Who else should we have a look at? I think we'll have a look at 1386 as well. I think that'll be if I'm not mistaken, they are quite small on power, but I think they do have solid fighting players. When it comes to the orientation of some of these camps, I think Fire Camp is more of an English speaking camp. Oh, hello mate. See Nico's in the chat. How you doing? Alright, 1386, where are we looking at? Yeah, so definitely some solid accounts in 1386. I think this is okay, it's an international alliance. This might be the more Turkish based kingdom in Earth Camp. I think Earth Camp has quite a good variety of languages, like Turkish. I think there's Korean kingdoms as well. Fire Camp is mainly English speakers and Americans, and then Water is mainly Vietnamese players and Chinese, I think. And then I can't remember about Wind Camp. I think Wind Camp's a bit more spread out in time zones. Okay, so they like 1386, 6.2 bill. If I'm not mistaken, their kingdom's only about 7 bill overall, so they're very lean kingdom in matchmaking. And I wanted to have a look at, yeah, maybe 1410, 2735. Look-see. Yeah, good power. A lot of these kingdoms we're looking at, they've got, decent stats, decent KP. They're all like generally on the older end of accounts. Like, if a lot of these players are like focused in like CDCs, like these stats are not too bad. Obviously, like some people are going to be watching, they're coming from A seeds and they're expecting them to have 10 bill plus KP, and it's just not going to be the case in these lower seed kingdoms. But it does definitely make it a lot more competitive. It does make it a bit harder to know if kingdoms are going to be the best at fighting or not. But obviously you can see like who the main Rally and Gaussian players are most likely going to be in these kingdoms. And then once we go into, Sunset Canyon, then we'll know a bit more about who's the Gaussian players, who's the Rally players, because you'll just be able to tell from Canyon a lot of the time. Yeah, Water Camp looked very solid. Some depth. Looking at these kingdoms, they definitely have like a lot more of the bigger powered players than here in 3157. Like, we have a lot more T4 based players, so we're able to have relatively high activity for a D-seed kingdom, but we don't have that massive punch in the open field. But even here in 3157, like, we have decent Rally and Gaussian players. You got obviously myself, Clue, Bad. Like, these are all like main core Gaussian Rally players in this kingdom. Even Tip's decent, but I would say a bit more of a field player. Roundabout, DJ, strong infantry players. And then we got solid players as well. Got quite a few new migrants, so new player here, new player, into it, Banyu. Even though I know him from older kingdoms. But yeah, we've got good core players in 3157, and I expect our players to do really well. Obviously, with the long off season, I think everyone's got the speed ups and the resources to fight really hard in this KVK. Unfortunately, in some of the older KVKs, KVK4 and KVK5, also we did lose them, but KVK5 we did perform really well for the size of kingdom we had. I still need to finish this gaining power, even though I really don't want to do it, but gonna have to take the gems. I see my gems here. I think I spam, what is it? We've got this event. Yeah, Esmeralda's house. I think I did a 5 spin on this earlier today, and I got like 5 legendary materials. It's pretty good. It just drained my gems down massively. But I'm a low spender. Like, I don't spend huge amounts of money in this game. It's mainly just the value stuff, you know, the more budget stuff in crystal tech, and then I just, you know, barb chain a lot, get the crystals that way. What's the other kingdom I was going to look at? 2735. Yeah, so this kingdom, I think everyone else in this KVK, the 28 kingdoms, 2735 has like a bill power more than everyone else. So this kingdom should be quite high in performance and activity on the open field. But even though their alliance power isn't as high as some of the others, I think they do have quite a bit of power in their secondary alliance. Yeah, they've got a lot of excess power in the secondary alliance for KVK. And the main person I've been talking to is Kenzie. Seems to be a really strong Galson Valley player. I've not spoken to some of these others personally, but they seem to have, yeah, very solid leadership accounts in this kingdom. Let's give a quick overview of HA. Obviously, I'm sure everyone knows the HA map by now. We'll just choose this random KVK. Don't think anything overly interesting is happening in it. Right. KVK is 1, isn't it? Yeah. Looks like Earth Camp, Water Camp. 1 is KVK. Looks like they had a really unfair KVK, but these, like, usually Water and Earth are like the bigger kingdoms in HA. So the fact they've allied seems to be maybe a bit of an unfair matchup. But I digress. So Zone 4 is a massive zone. Gonna have to drop at least 4 AFs to try and cover this zone. It's like massively bigger than Zone 5, which is not that big of a zone. And we'll be fine here with Earth Camp, which will be here. I think it'll be definitely be a challenge. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not Earth Camp that won this. Anyway. Okay, maybe it was. Okay, it looks like it might be in Water and Fire that allied. So this might actually be the same as what our KVK is going to be looking like. So we'll share this zone. And then they'll be fighting in this zone. Wind against Water. I think Water will most likely win this zone. Even though Wind has a lot more power, I think Water just has way more fighters. But also it's going to come down to strategy at the end of the day. And then Earth and Wind will share this zone here. And then you've got the Water fights as well. So so there'll be a Water fight here between Fire and Earth Camp. Obviously Zone 5 will decide whether they're likely to win this. I think Earth are more likely to win this Water fight just because they have potentially more activity than Fire. And then obviously this is going to be more down to like how many whales each kingdom is going to have. It's going to determine who wins this and who puts up the longer fight. And then I think Kingsland's going to be very interesting. Going to be earth coming down here, going to be water coming up here, and then it's going to be fire and wind, I think, mainly supporting water and earth in this Kingsland fight. So yeah, that's a quick live stream. I think I'm going to be ending it there. Don't know what else to be discussing. The next live will probably be on Friday maybe, or Saturday. Do a live. I think Passport will probably open early next week. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you on next live.